Hey guys, welcome back to the WODdoc Project 365, episode 1173. Guys, if you're following along on YouTube, please jump on over to the WODdoc.com. Check out all of our full-length videos there. That's where we house them. What we're talking about today is the rowing stroke. You'll see that I was just doing some rowing, and it got me to thinking that, you know, we talk a lot about exaggerating the pull stroke to where we're leaning back too far, right? But we don't pay a lot of attention to leaning forward too much, all right? And I've done some episodes in the past where I talked about leaning forward and losing it and getting all this roundness into your back and stuff. But I want to talk about today is where the power comes from in the stroke. And if the whole time we're what I would want to call overstroking or overreaching, right? Where our body, our torso comes between our thighs, so we're reaching farther, right? You can see that if I do this position, like where my legs stop me and I'm in a good squatted position and I could drive away, that position gives me a lot of power. But if I get into a position where I open up and I allow my chest to come in through here, now I'm relying solely on my back until I get my legs back underneath me to pull away, right? I'll show you what this looks like on a rower, so you get a better example. So if I get in this position right here, and I'm going to look at two strokes, both of them I could create the same amount of power with, but one is a lot more risk-inducive on my back, okay? The first one is when I get into a position that looks like this. You can see this looks like a shorter stroke. For me, the handle is much farther away from the end. Like this would be the total reach of the handle. But for me, I'm right to there. That's as far as I can get. That's where my legs stop my chest and coming into the stroke, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do my typical stroke. But we see a lot that people will widen their legs and they'll reach almost all the way to where the handle is in the attempt of getting a deeper stroke, right? But what that does is, although it lengthens the stroke, right, it changes where the amount of pressure, the wear and tear comes onto, is generated onto the back, right? So in this case, I'm able to get myself in a good position. This is a position that I would want to do a lot of athletic movements in, right? This position is not a position I want to do a lot of athletic movements in, right? It puts my legs and my hip complexes into a position that puts a lot of torque into rotation rather than flexion extension, and it makes me super excessively loads my lumbosacral junction down there, right? Because I'm hinging all on top of that, right? If I was to squat, and to give you one last example, if I was to squat, I'd want to squat like this, right? I would never want to squat like this. This isn't a position in which I want to practice, right? So if I'm not practicing it in any other time, why do I want to practice it while I'm in the rower, right? It doesn't make a lot of sense. So it's just some words, some thought processes to see if you guys like that. All right, it's my thought of limiting that rower stroke. So questions, comments, you know, anything, place them below, guys. I'll get at them as soon as I can. And until tomorrow, we're optimizing function to optimize performance.